guys, welcome back to our channel.
Today is March 17th.
Yes.
And day
2 of quarantine.
Day 2 of lockdown here in California. Just a quick update for you guys. I'm going to talk about a couple of things that have changed since, pretty much yesterday.
Yes, things change so fast that we can film updates 2 times a day for you guys.
So it was about 3 days ago that the president approved 1.9 million tests, but they were still debating and working out how they were going to distribute those tests. So the president released, I believe 3 days ago, that he approved 1.9 million tests for the coronavirus that's going to be dispersed throughout the United States, but they haven't really talked about how they were going to divide up those tests. And this morning, the governor of Illinois,
he was giving a speech and answering questions about everything what's happening, and while watching it I noticed that in New York State right now they have already drive-through locations for testing, and there was already a line.
Yeah, there was a line for the drive-through testing, but it's not like your typical testing site, guys. If you can Google or look it up, it's almost military style.
Yes, and I'm wondering when we're gonna have these drive-through locations.
Yeah, when the tests are gonna make it out this way towards California. I'm gonna keep doing some research and staying on top of this, guys, so we can kind of show and share with you guys in what areas of the country that you guys are going to be able to grab a test to make sure that you're 100% safe, or if you do find out someone in your area is testing positive for the coronavirus, that you can take the preventative measures to prevent and avoid contact. Another point is in the comments from our last updated video a couple of days ago, we got a lot of comments from some of Sasha's friends over in Russia, and we did some research into that.
Yes, but also I was watching news today, Russian news, and President of Russia was talking about this situation. They're not on quarantine yet, so no big changes there. But we read some comments, and also I talked to my friends. So basically my friends in Russia saying that now they started to experience all the situation with supermarkets, long lines, not enough sanitizers, not enough masks, also not enough toilet paper. Everyone was laughing last week about toilet paper.
Yeah, and it's just kind of, it's crazy to see this almost a week or week and a half delay of the next country that kind of gets hit by this virus, where one's making light of the situation. Oh, it's just a virus, you get flu-like symptoms, it's just a cold, but then how fast and wide it spreads just from very few confirmed positive cases, it's just kind of crazy, and we ended up playing catch up, and that's kind of the situation we're seeing unfold in Russia right now, where you had talked to a couple of your friends over there throughout Russia, not even certain like big cities, and they were saying how, you know, it wasn't less than a week ago, there wasn't even any shortage.
3 days ago some of my friends were saying nothing happening, everything is okay, and
saying, why are you guys overreacting?
Why are you guys buying toilet paper? And you know, last week we was laughing about why people buying toilet paper, and now we're kind of laughing at people who think why we buying toilet paper.
Yeah. Also, another point, another update is I talked to a bunch of my family and friends. I'm from Northern California, so the Bay Area, and it's getting kind of crazy up there. San Francisco is on full 24-hour, 3-week lockdown. So unless you have a note, a medical note, clearing you from the virus, or you have work-related issues, which they pretty much shut down. They said like 95% of the businesses up there. No one is allowed to come in and out of San Francisco. And also the South Bay, like San Jose, Milpitas, Santa Clara, things like that, or places like that, they're in talks of shutting down the freeways even.
Actually, last night we was talking about Italy, remember? That nobody can get out from their apartments, only they can go to supermarket or work, and they have to have at least 2 guys that allows them to
There's
go out.
an approval list, and they're actually arresting people, so it's kind of crazy to think about. This isn't even the military, this is regular law enforcement that's basically treating people this way. Also yesterday, guys, I wasn't too sure about how gas is gonna go, so I went to gas up both of our cars because there hasn't really been talks of what the gas stations are gonna do, and I also wanted to swing by the gym because being a gym rat, I wanted to see if I'm gonna be able to work out. And
even that I said that they're not going to be open, because on news it was. On March 15th we still was able to work out, but March 16th...
That was the last day. March 16th was a completely different story.
Yeah.
And I guess I was a little bit in denial because I love going to the gym, but I took some screenshots of what I ran into, guys. So until further notice, the gym that I go to is a local chain over here in Los Angeles, and they're closed down all of their branches until at least April 1st. So that's a good 2 weeks at least minimum that you're not even gonna be able to work out. And what was crazy to me is they have signs posted not only throughout the parking lot of LA Fitness, I've seen it in several other areas where it says that this area is closed off to the public. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's not even like you can even go to the businesses. It's these signs deterring people from even being in the area at all.
So guys, last night we went for a walk just to check out what's happening, and we went to Starbucks. It's close by, and the Starbucks is only grab and go only, and other places too. Actually all of them, and some closed.
A lot of the local businesses, like smaller non-chain mom and pop stores and restaurants, they're just closing down completely because we were deciding what to eat for lunch yesterday, and we decided on poke.
Yes.
We decided on some sushi, and I went in there around 4 or 5 in the evening. 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. 4 or 5 p.m. and they said they only got 3 customers all day, so they were trying to determine if they were even going to stay open.
And I think right now it's only beginning, so later more places will be closed. Maybe even Starbucks, you never know.
Yeah, so I'm starting to see, one thing I did see pop up was Domino's. I shouldn't say that name, huh?
No, you can. You can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Another thing, I was scrolling through social media and checking my email, and Domino's for the next week, local to Los Angeles, at least in our area, is doing pizza 50% off. So maybe a couple of these other restaurants or chains near you are going to be offering temporary deals like that because they know people are scrambling to get food so much, and they do have the ingredients and things available. And if they do these types of promotions, it would be good to kind of research to what's near or around you, but it also does still put you at risk.
And last night while walking on the streets was so empty. Still some cars was driving, but not a lot. Mm-hmm. And in some supermarkets, and we went to CVS, we saw people wearing masks. Also talking about masks, if you're thinking about creating your own masks, it's not really a good idea, because we did some research.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've come across a couple of posts and people on social media and people that we know trying to do tutorials or DIY masks out of materials that you can kind of find around your house. We did a little bit more research and digging, and we found out that there's some doctors saying that the materials that people are making the homemade masks out of don't give you the same protection, because it is a specific material and blend that the doctors and healthcare professionals use in hospitals use that gives them an extra layer of protection. So it is specific to the mask and the type of protection that we're all going for, and that can protect us from airborne ailments and illnesses such as the coronavirus. So using household materials like cloths or other old t-shirts and things that people are kind of trying to make on their own isn't a good idea.
Yes, so do your research, guys, and if you can find that specific materials that are gonna protect you, then you can do your own masks.
Yeah, so look up what it's made out of. They got a couple of different ones. There's a white one, a blue one. Not the painter's masks, because that's a different material. And I've seen some people running around with those, but that doesn't do anything against the virus.
Yesterday there was still big lines to get in to supermarkets. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know, I think it's gonna continue to be like this.
So we're doing some research, and I can cover it a little bit later, but I was looking at the duration that the coronavirus survives or can still be transmitted. depending on different materials. So there's a certain time frame that the virus can live while on metals or cloth or doorknobs or just different types of materials that you come in contact. So on March? On March 15th, we stopped by Big Five. We stopped and got Sasha some gloves.
And I'm thinking to get these gloves for me. They're bicycle gloves, but still it's gonna be somewhat some protection, you know. $21.99, these ones. What do you think, guys? Ones is $21.99. There's other ones. Well, I would want black, you know. This one's is good, black and gray, but like, yes, they look kind of cool. Let me see. Hold this. Small. I need medium though, no? What do you think? Small. Okay, let me try it. Get them? These ones? Okay, size small. $20. And wash them after I use them every time when I get home, you know. Gloves. What do you think, guys? Badass. Badass glove.
See it on your video?
Okay, I can see.
Badass.
Nice gloves, guys. How cool. David's idea.
Never be too safe.
So just basic stuff, opening doors, guys, just pushing shopping carts, grabbing stuff off the shelf, pushing even numbers on the keypad right now. A lot of people aren't even thinking about that. I saw some people in line with gloves, and then when they get to the supermarket, they take their glove off to push the numbers on the keypad.
Oh, doesn't
enter
make
their
sense.
information,
Yeah.
and that's probably a hot spot for the spread of the virus and germs in general. So keep your gloves on, especially places like an ATM or any type of keypad where you know a lot of people are going to be using.
Yes, and you can get any gloves you can actually, you know, so some of them you can wash.
So yesterday, guys, March 16th, we decided to stop by Food for Less, try to find the essentials. I mean, toilet paper, paper towels, and hand sanitizer is like impossible to come by.
Yes, and looking at the store, shelves was empty, cat food was gone, dog food was gone. 2 days ago they still had cat food. Yeah, and just store in general looked more like dirty and trashed compared to 2 days ago. But we was able to find a few items. Yeah, and we took some shots there, so you might be able to see them right now. And while getting out from Food for Less store, when we needed to put our bags in a trunk, yeah, basically it was a surprise for me. David opened his trunk and I saw flowers. Last night and there was no masks available, so I think that's why. It's not like because they don't want to. What happened? Look at this, guys. David last night he brought me flowers but forgot to take them out of trunk, and we opened it to put our stuff and there's flowers. Surprise! Oh, thank you, it's so nice. Oh my god. Oh, they're so pretty. Thank you. Oh. Forgot about flowers.
I got her flowers, guys, a couple days ago, just kind of surprise her and lift her mood up, and just kind of, you know, being quarantined and being able to not do the things that we regularly do. I had picked her up some flowers to kind of lift her spirits, and completely forgot about them in the midst of all the mayhem and chaos going on right now.
Yes, so it definitely was a good surprise. Nice surprise.
Yeah.
Thank you. And while walking last night, we saw way more items on the streets, trash, and also carts.
Yeah, guys,
from
there was
supermarkets.
like trash, way more than you would normally see. There was like 3 or 4 shopping carts just kind of thrown into the street. I mean, at one point a city bus had to like go around a shopping cart because it was where it was supposed to pull over and pick up and drop off passengers.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if it was homeless people using them or just people in general.
I think they were empty.
Yeah, they was empty, but I'm just wondering who would use them and just like
I don't even know. I think people are so much more reckless and careless right now. They don't even really care. They're just worrying about getting themselves taking care of their loved ones and just kind of being.
But it adds way more work to the workers at the stores. They have to now chase these shopping carts.
Yeah. So I mean, these grocery stores and stuff. These grocery stores and box stores, they're not hiring more people, which kind of makes sense. I mean, it's not like they're getting additional money, but the stores are way more thrashed and they don't have the manpower to kind of put stuff. So we've been kind of getting lucky and going to the return department or looking at places you wouldn't really see throughout the store. And we found like vitamin C, we found some other hand sanitizers by like the Easter stuff. So another good tip is to check the return section, because you'd be surprised what people return. I mean, they were returning toilet paper and paper towels. Why? Maybe they bought too much. I don't know, but
didn't have enough money.
Yeah, if you go back to any of these stores, I always recommend stopping by the return section.
Also, you might want to check out some dollar stores. They might have paper towels and toilet paper.
Yeah, I went in just to look and see like, oh, how much is like a pack of candles or some extra little snacks that I may not eat all the time, but at the dollar store they're pretty cheap. And we came across some toilet paper and paper towels, which is kind of crazy.
But they said only 2 items per person.
Yeah, maximum 2 per customer. So at least they're kind of being able to divvy and ration it up and control people from overbuying in bulk.
Also guys, it was really cool to see an article where there's a couple of grocery stores here in the United States that are opening or reserving the first hour or 2 for the elderly, because we're not really thinking, we're thinking of our families who were quarantined with, kind of overbuying, and these elderly don't really have people to advocate or go shopping for them, so they're kind of straggling and they're a little bit slower on average than you know, someone who's more young or fit, and they're reserving these couple of hours so the elderly can get their shopping in. So just kind of a shout out, public service announcement. If any stores or branches or grocery stores see this, keep that in mind, that you know, it's not always about trying to get the stuff on the shelves and keep up with the demand, but also be cognizant and actively thinking, hey, there are certain groups and demographics that can't always fight the big crowds because their immune system is a lot lower.
And stores changing their hours too.
Yeah, so a lot of custom stores are changing their hours, closing like 3-4 hours earlier and opening later to kind of shorten the window of contact of big groups of people.
Yes.
So check your local stores and see what their updated hours are. A couple of those updated hours I got through a personal email if you're on any of these stores' email list. But if you're not on any email list and you do frequent a store, I would just do a quick search and kind of see what the special hours are for the remainder of March.
Also last night, guys, David was going a little bit crazy, so he wanted to get some fresh air. So we decided to go on an hour walk, and immediately when we walked outside, an ambulance and fire truck pulled up across the street. And we were talking to some other people, and it was confirmed that they were picking up somebody who had come down with a case of coronavirus. So that caused us to walk the other way and the other direction on our walk. But it was just kind of crazy, literally across the street, guys, from where we live.
Yeah, and it just stopped raining. It was raining all day, and it's just stopped raining, and we're like, oh, let's go for a walk to relax. It wasn't relaxing. And actually, talking about Italy doctors, I was watching one video on YouTube. They was giving interview, and you could read English subtitles, and basically they were showing doctors in ICU area, and you could see patients laying face down while they're on ventilators, and doctors was saying that nobody survived who was on ventilator.
Yeah, so literally all of Italy, anyone who was in intensive care unit.
Well, I don't know if it was all Italy, but these doctors in that specific hospital.
So she's talking about anybody in the intensive care unit that needed a ventilator and assistance breathing. None of those patients survived thus far. I mean, these healthcare professionals that go from years and years of training just to kind of feel helpless and that they can't improve their wellness or condition to the extent of them not surviving. I mentioned earlier, guys, there's a couple of different durations where the virus lives on certain surfaces. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go through those really quickly so you guys can be aware. On plastic and stainless steel, we're talking counters, doorknobs, doors, restrooms, sinks, any type of stainless steel or plastic, the virus is gonna survive 72 hours. So not being tampered with or touched. 72 hours on plastic and metal surfaces. Cardboard, it's a little bit less, but still 24 hours. So guys, be careful. If you're ordering packages, if you're getting anything delivered to your place or residence, just be aware that the virus lives on cardboard for 24 hours. So even take caution opening up those packages because you never know who handled them. I mean, it's not only the delivery person, but who packaged it, from what company, they all touched it. So there was at least, what, 4, 5, 6 people that touched your package before it came to your guys' doorstep. So just make sure and be cognizant of that. Copper is another big one. There's a lot on a lot of surfaces. It's resilient, so it's in a lot of mixtures of stainless steel.
Yeah, glasses.
Yeah. And
cups.
that's gonna be 4 hours. So
which is good. 4 hours is not so bad actually.
Yeah. So if it is a mixture of stainless steel and copper, it is gonna be a little less. It's going to survive a little bit less than 72 hours, but still be aware of that. Probably the most important because we may not be coming into contact with everyone and everything, but in the air, the virus survives 3 hours. So that's if someone coughs, sneezes, if any other way that they were able to put this virus out into the air, it's going to stay alive for 3 hours, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how it's gonna stay alive, like in that area, or it can
it'll linger, yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, so walk's not really safe.
Yeah, so be careful. I mean, even though we try to exercise social distancing as much as possible, there is the chance of this virus being in the air for about 3 hours. So, and obviously that's going to travel more than 3 or 6 feet that we're kind of recommended to distance ourselves in public anyways. So just be aware of that as well, guys. That's all the information that we kind of have right now, guys.
For today, yes, and if we're gonna find some new information, we might include in this video or next one, because we're planning to film more updates about coronavirus situation in LA area.
Yeah, so we just want to get this out as soon as possible so we can kind of educate and make you guys aware. Also in other upcoming countries that are kind of following in the United States' trend, help them prepare and to be more proactive than reactive.
Yes, and I also feel like it's interesting for a lot of people to hear, to listen not just to news, but also bloggers or other people who can share their experiences and what they experienced during this situation.
Yeah, and just kind of using that platform to kind of spread awareness and educate people. So that's why we're kind of making these videos, to make sure that you guys are aware, and the people that do come across these videos can kind of have a better understanding of how to prepare themselves and to take care of themselves when practicing social distancing and avoiding contact with the virus. And when you do go out for supplies, kind of the safest and best way to go about it.
Yes. Let's see. And then just comment what you experience in your country or city below.
Okay.
Yeah. We hope that you found this video informative and useful.
Yeah, so drop a comment down below. Let us know what you guys are experiencing during quarantine, and kind of use this as a tool to communicate and to help each other deal with this and to lower the curve in people getting the sickness and the virus.
Yes. Well, and we're definitely gonna reply to all comments, and we film next video very soon.
Yep.
Bye guys.